everyone, this video is on the new moon in Virgo that happens on the 9th of September 2018. It's a pleasure to be with you today. Thank you for joining me. I made a weekly horoscope for all signs of the zodiac a moment ago, and I had a lovely kind of backdrop of the ocean next to me, but what you're seeing here is a picture of the chart. So I didn't want to block out the sea, so I've sat myself in front of my blue sofa here. And the funny thing is that the lighting here is much easier than when I actually include the sea view, because here the light just comes in and I don't need to worry about it. It's much easier. So I'm going to give you a rundown of what this new moon in Virgo actually means, because it's a powerful one, and Virgo is quite it's quite a strong energy in terms of what you can get out of it. It's practical, you can learn a lot, and you can do a lot with those skills. So let's have a look. So first of all, the sun and the moon meet each other, so they conjunct each other at 17 degrees in Virgo, and that's why the moon is pitch black during a new moon, because the moon and the sun sit together and it's totally black and you can't see it, and it recharges its battery during this time. It gets the energy from the sun and it uses that energy to pull in the fuel that it needs for the next monthly cycle. In this case, it pulls in Virgo energy, so that gives you a sense of ease and comfort when you're looking at things in a detailed, oriented way. When you are, if you're a specialist, if you're a technical illustrator, if you're a graphic artist, if you're an accountant, if you're someone who works in health as a surgeon or a nurse or a chiropractor, you're going to be really, really blessed, because all of those details, all of those things you need to identify first, the problems you need to find and identify before you can solve them. The moon and the sun sitting together here at 17 degrees, which makes 8, which is power in numerology, they give you the power to really see things that you would have missed at other times. What's also interesting is that on this day we have Venus, the planet of love and beauty, going into Scorpio. So Venus in Scorpio is at her most intense, and Venus wants to know that the other person absolutely adores and loves them, and it's an intense kind of magnetic love, like the ideal of romance. Now with that being in Scorpio, Scorpio is able to get to the root cause of anything. You can't kid a Scorpio, they know what's really going on behind the scenes. So with the love planet diving down into the sea and getting those truths at the bottom, with that helping you, you're really someone who during this new moon can understand truths about yourself, truths about your financial situation, truths about your work, and truths about your relationships. So Venus is the planet of love, beauty, and creativity. It opposes Uranus, the planet of rebellion and eccentricity, at 2 degrees, 1 and 2 is a relationship, in Taurus, and they are 180 degrees away from each other. So love is saying, I want to get to the truth of the matter, I really want to be a specialist and use this critical eye that I've got to really get to the truth, so I can pluck it out and I can resolve it and I can change it and heal it. Uranus is sitting across from that in Taurus, and Uranus is a rebel, so Uranus likes this approach, and Uranus is going to say, okay, I'll work with you, and it's in a physical, tangible way because Uranus is in Taurus. So the discoveries that you make, think of yourself as a truffle pig during this new moon, okay? You're a very special creature that can go through the forest and sniff out truffles. No one else can do it, but you're able to sniff out these treasures hidden within yourself and within your guidance and within your life that you've missed so far. So it's like something arises out of you, like the Venus being born out of the sea. There's something in you, or there's some sort of detail that you're going to discover and find that's going to make total changes to your physical, practical life. Now, Mercury is next to the new moon. It's at 6 degrees in Virgo, and it sits on the descendant. So Mercury is the communication planet. It's also in Virgo. It loves being in Virgo because it rules that sign. So Mercury in Virgo is about give me information, give me, because I can use that information to create opportunities for myself. So Mercury is kind of turning round and round and round and keeping you thinking about how it is that you can take your spiritual ideas and the truths that you've discovered through the work that you're doing, through your spiritual insights, through having lived a certain number of years and just knowing. You will start to think about how you can make opportunities for yourself to actually turn this into something that you work with, especially if you're someone who wants to work on an intuitive level, as a clairvoyant, as a psychic, an intuitive healer, a communicative healer, a hands-on healer. And you can do all of that in a conventional way. You can do that through nursing and being a chiropractor. Unconventionally, you can be a Reiki healer or a spiritual healer. If you want to do communicative healing, then again, you can do it conventionally as a psychologist or therapist, unconventional as an intuitive, a psychic. So that's what this energy is. The energy that's being pulled in gives you a big magnifying lens and you can see things clearly. And what it's focused on, because everything that opposes Earth, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, are the water signs. And when you really get into this, delving into things and rummaging through the information to make sure you got the right answer, water is helping you. So you're looking at how you feel about what it is you're doing for your work. Are you happy? Is this what you dreamed of as a child? When you were 5 years old, did you want to become what you are now? Or have you settled for something that really wasn't your dream? This new moon is going to bring back old memories, old dreams that are done and dusted and gone. So you may experience some unsettling sleep as well, where past situations come up where you feel guilty, or where you feel they were unresolved, or past dreams may come up. And during the new moon, you'll be like, oh wow, I forgot about all of that. Chiron in Aries is next to that Neptune, and it's the things that you had the opportunity to do independently in the past in your life that you missed out on, that you didn't do anything about. And that doesn't feel comfortable seeing that, but it coming back into your mind makes you realize that you have another chance of doing this, of what you always wanted to do. It's a memory, and it's an opportunity to really go back and to say, you know, this still pains me, this still bothers me. I'm going to go back and I'm going to fix all of this. That's potentially something you can do. So the information that you download will change your perspective in a way that will help you to manifest what it is you want in future. Neptune and Uranus help you do that, especially in a physical way. And you're also able to look at things in the past which still need amending. So if you need to make an apology, or if something is really painful, go back and try again so that you don't experience that pain anymore. And also, you're very, very, very intelligent on this day, and you can't be fooled and you can't be kidded. And remember that this new moon affects everybody, so don't lie to anyone today. Don't try and pull the wool over anyone's eyes. People are going to be awake today. Everyone's going to be on their best intellectually and emotionally. Venus is at 18 degrees in Scorpio. Not Venus. Jupiter is at 18 degrees in Scorpio, next to Venus. And Jupiter is the lucky planet. Scorpio as well. You activate the luck of Jupiter when you get into the emotional stuff. 18 degrees is 9, 1 and 8 is 9. And that's about spirituality and completion. So if you want good luck on your side today, make sure you meditate, or you connect, or you say, angels help me today, come in and please help me with this. Because at 9, you activate the good luck of Jupiter. So you don't have to do all of this on your own. The information that you get, you're going to be quite good at saying this is good, this is bad, I can do something with this is an opportunity, this isn't. But your angels are going to say, hang on a minute, you missed something here, this is really good. Come back to it. Saturn is at 2 degree and is in Capricorn, so it's very much about finding a relationship with work, and the relationship with the work that you've got, whether it's bad or good, you identify it. If it's bad, you can make changes to change your future. If it's good, you see it as that, and you can build on top of that. You can expand it and grow it. That trines Uranus, also at 2 degrees in Taurus. So it's a day about looking at your relationship with money and with work. If you're working in a job that really doesn't use your skills, please do something about that. Please don't waste your time and your talents. If you have a terrible relationship with money, if you're scared of money, if you think only bad people are rich, then read an amazing book called The Abundance Book by John Randolph Price. It'll put that into perspective, and it'll allow you to look at money as an energy. That's all it is. It's just a way of exchanging value. Pluto's at 18 degrees in Capricorn, amazing. Same as Jupiter. Pluto is the planet of transformation and change. In Capricorn, it wants to work to make changes in your life. At 18 degrees, that's another 9, spirituality and completion. So by connecting and by asking for help, the ideas and the info that you download and that you analyze and that you make sense of, that is going to then totally transform your life. And it opposes the North Node at 3 degrees in Leo. So people who have a purpose of communicating in their work or getting a point across, being in the spotlight, being a performer, an entertainer, a singer, a musician, anyone who wants to be a leader, anyone who wants to motivate people, anyone who wants to be a politician or someone in power. This is your day to get to that place, but from a good place, from a place of love and meditation and saying, this is what I really want and this is what I can really do. Mars, the South Node, and Black Moon Lilith sits in the 12th, so those are messy. Mars is at 29 in Capricorn. Each house of the astrology has 30 degrees. Okay, so whenever anything is a 1 or 29 degrees, it becomes heightened. Mars is at 29 degrees in Capricorn. So it really wants you to work to get to this place of power and recognition. But the good thing about it is 29 is 11. 2 and 9 is 11. And that's the master number of service. So it's not you just going on this ego trip saying, I want power, I want power. It's about really putting yourself in a position of being in the limelight because you want to help other people. The South Node is at 3 degrees in Aquarius. So communicating and talking to groups of people is supported today. If you have to make a presentation, if you have to stand in front of others and inform them, it's something that you can do very easily today, and you should do. If you have an office or a business and things have gone off the rails and you want to call a meeting today and get things back on track. Say, you know, finance department, sales department, clothing department, I need you to do an inventory of stock. And then you look at where the business is, you really get down to the nitty gritty. You say, okay, we've got this much deficit, we've got this much surplus, we really need to tighten our belts here and spend more on advertising, and this business will survive, okay? And you talk to your employees about that and you really make it happen. If you're retired, it's about how can I be of service to my community? I want to communicate something. Black Moon Lilith is at 3 degrees in Aquarius as well. Black Moon Lilith is the part of the chart where the ego tries to sabotage you. At 3 degrees in Aquarius, exactly what comes naturally and easily, working to communicate and to help other people through that communication. Black Moon Lilith is going to say to you, you're not good enough, you don't know what you're doing, who do you think you are talking to these people and telling them how to live their lives? And that's why you need a spiritual practice in place, because it's not just you giving this information and downloading things and making decisions. You're doing it in connection with your ancestors, your guides, your angels, your Holy Spirits, your deceased loved ones, the universe, the creator, all of that. Neptune and Chiron being together, they're 15 degrees apart. You have a choice. You can either heal past wounds or you can manifest the future. If you're really crippled by the past and it has an impact on your daily life, then do something about it. You know, if you have hated yourself for many, many years and you're sick of it and you want to do something about it, address that, please. Because the only thing we can do for ourselves, or the one thing that we can do for ourselves that will transform our lives, is when we stop hating ourselves and we start loving ourselves. And when the war stops in our head, that's when war will stop on planet Earth, because we all have an ego, and that's why all this conflict is there. Accept yourself as you are. You've been given the body you've been given. It is what it is. Embrace it and it will resolve, and you can make it better. You can never make yourself better by criticizing yourself. You can only do it by loving yourself. So connect with your higher power in the morning, meditate. In my meditation today, it was really funny. I did a meditation and I saw myself shoot up like a meteorite into the universe, and when I got to the ozone layer of the earth, I just turned into a raindrop and I just splashed into a pool. So it was like going 800 miles an hour up into the sky, and then it was like, doof, you hit the brakes and it's like you're just a drop of water. Boom. And you're just one drop of water in the whole ocean. And each one of us make up that ocean. So I know you and you know me, and we're connected. Now, we've got some major aspect patterns in this chart on this day. Some major ones. So we have a grand cross, we have a grand trine, we have a kite. That's a lot. So this is a significant new moon, okay? Again, I've been promoting this lady because I adore her. She doesn't need the promotion. She's got gazillions of subscribers. But I've got back into ASMR videos because they relax me. And she's called Gentle Whispering. Her channel is called Gentle Whispering. And whenever she talks, I just immediately nod off and fall asleep. She's that good. And I just love her. So the reason I mentioned that is I have no idea. We've got major aspect patterns in the chart. So lost my train of thought. It may be because that's so intense and life-changing that this is the kind of day. Yeah, the reason I mentioned her was because she changed her whole life by becoming an ASMR artist, and she really started to do very well, and she is amazing, and that's why I promote her. But she did a video of her life story. She's like originally from Russia, and then she came to America, and she had to work these menial jobs. She was even offered these almost like borderline slavery jobs, awful. And she discovered ASMR in herself, or in the community. She discovered the ASMR community and she started to do her own videos, and now she's like the queen of ASMR. And with all these major aspect patterns, what I'm saying is that this is the kind of day where you get information in either via a higher power or something that you see. You're exposed to an ASMR community, for instance, or you join a community notice board and that leads to something else. You don't know. It leads to you finding your wife in 2 weeks. You never know. But this is a magical day because first we have this grand cross. It connects Venus with the South Node and Mars, with Uranus and the North Node. So on this day, you will want to love madly, deeply, intensely. You will also want to work hard and be of service to people and teach others. You'll want to examine your relationship with money and see how that's going. And at the same time, you want to be in the spotlight, you want to motivate other people, and you want to be a leader, and you want to be paid well, and you want to progress, and you want other people to recognize your talent. That's a lot to get done in one day. So focus on building that by absorbing the information and saying, okay, universe, you've given me this info. What's next? What step do I take next? We have a yod in the chart, which is known as the finger of God. It connects Saturn with the North Node and the rising in Pisces. So the rising is in Pisces at 4 degrees, Saturn is at 2 degrees in Capricorn, and the North Node is at 3 degrees in Leo. So by listening to Spirit and working at your I'm getting tough now. Working at your relationship with Spirit, so meditate, actually sitting down and saying, I'm deliberately connecting with you today, universe. That will allow you on this day to get the information which will put you into that limelight place that you've dreamt of. And it may look different for each of you. Some of you will want to be opera singers, others will want to be leaders of companies, others will want to be have social acclaim in the local community that you live in. It's different for everybody. But the meditation, a yod is a really special aspect pattern. It doesn't come along every day. So really use that relationship that opens up for you to thrive and succeed. Now, the Grand Trine connects Mercury, Saturn, and Uranus. So we've got a Grand Trine in Earth. The Grand Trine is an area of talent, and this talent is that by listening and downloading, you're going to get information that's going to directly influence the security you have in your working life, finding new work, starting your own business, finding unusual ways of making money, and seeing a gap in the market. Mercury is in Virgo at 6 degrees. Mercury will spot those gaps in the market. On the news recently, I heard about the first Bitcoin, full-time Bitcoin investor. What he does is he just takes people's money and he invests in Bitcoins, and when it goes up and down, he sells it or he buys it. And he does that full time. And he's the first person to do that. Now that he's done it, thousands of people will do it. It always takes that one person to make the breakthrough, and then everyone else says, oh, it's easy. But it's that one person first. And you get the message, the information for a fabulous opportunity in your life, and to really do something about it. Because the problem with Virgo is usually it's like, yes, we recognize that the sink is dirty and that we have to change something, but it just does the criticizing. It doesn't do any of the doing. It's kind of passive. But on this day, we've got such a jumble and such a we've got so many mutable modes, which is jargon, sorry, but it just means that things are flexible. They're not rock solid. You can actually take the info and do something with it. Now that Grand Trine turns into a kite, and the Grand Trine is in Earth. It becomes a kite by having two sextiles on top of it, and that is Pisces. So the talent will take off like a kite into the sky and become something that you can use to break through, but only, caveat, hook as always, if you have a spiritual connection in place, if you surrender to a power greater than yourself and you ask, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing? And then it's going to be the floodgates open, and it's going to be you're going to get so much information in. You feel empowered because it's a new moon in Virgo. You feel empowered then to take that information and to make it happen. I'm just turning the chart around to see if there are any other major aspect patterns that I've missed. Got the kite. There's almost another kite, but not quite. But that also culminates with Venus in Virgo. So it's about getting to the truth of the matter, getting to the truth of your emotional self. If you're looking at, if you meditate in the morning and you start to download messages about relationships, then for you it's about really implementing things and healing things about your relationships. So for instance, you've had really bad luck in your relationships. You've always had guys who are alcoholic or have got some mental problem. And I don't mean that in a flippant way. I mean that in a compassionate way. But you've always been with those kind of guys. There's always something within you that attracts you to them. So it might be that you have low self-esteem, or that you feel like you need to take care of someone, that to be worthy in a relationship, that you always have to work towards being this amazing partner. Then that's something to work on, and that's really something you can resolve today. You can get rid of faulty beliefs. If you get loads of downloads about work and about practical changes, then focus on that. Look at your existing job, look at the money you're making, and really ask yourself, am I using all my skills? Am I having fun? And am I making the money that I want to be making? If the answer is no to any of those, then this is your day to meditate, to download, to get the answers, and then you're being given the courage and the bravery and the energy with this kite to say, okay, I'm going to make a change and it's going to take off. So this is the first day of the rest of your life, baby. It is. It can be. It can be an absolutely life-changing day. You've got loads of energy on this day. Grand crosses always do that. Just make sure that you don't overwhelm yourself and that you download things, and that if you don't sleep well the night before or on this night, that you especially put in some extra meditation techniques and sessions, because that will help you download. And keep a diary by your bedside night table if you've got one, or on the floor. And just jot down what you're getting, because it's around the 8th, 9th and 10th, it's going to be important what you're dreaming about as well, not just what you're meditating on. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful new moon here. It's really an impressive one. Oh, and gentle whispering, she mentions that during new moons, it's time to plant seeds of intention, and it's time to make a wish list for the month ahead. That's what I meant to say. And she mentions that in her videos, and it really is a time to set intention. So you're being given so much information. Set the intention for what you want to achieve in your love life in future, or in your working life in future, and you will be given so much to work with today that's really going to put you in a position of, oh my god, I'm succeeding majorly. So that's what I got for you for this new moon. If you would like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. In my personal readings, I use astrology, tarot, and numerology. So I combine all three. So for instance, if Jupiter is at 18 degrees, like there, I will say 1 and 8 is 9, and 9 is spirituality. So I combine all three. And in my personal readings, I use your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth to draw up your birth chart. Once I've got your birth chart in front of me, it's like a blueprint of your soul. Sometimes I can't believe we have access to this, because it's so amazing. It shows me what your vocational aptitudes are, where you've been in past lifetimes, and what your life purpose is this time around, what's destined for you in health and relationships and family and romantic relationships, money, the relationship with yourself and self-actualization, spiritual progress, career, hopes and dreams coming true, travel, where the best place is for you to live, whether you're a person who should be working for others or whether you should work for yourself. I can answer all of those things. So if you're interested in that, then please order a reading with me on the website, gregoryscott.com. If you don't have your time of birth, I can rectify the chart. I haven't put that on the website yet, so I've been told to do that. So if you are interested in having your chart rectified, please just get in touch via the email and we can sort that out for you, and then I can draw up your birth chart. Check out some of my other videos. I do daily tarot readings, I do weekly horoscopes for all signs of the zodiac, and I do a monthly forecast for each sun sign of the zodiac. So if you're a Virgo, like if your birthday is this month, and if you look in the newspaper and you say I'm a Virgo, then that's your sun sign. So watch that one first, but then also watch the one for your rising sign, because that's also very close to home, and that'll give you information. And if you really want a lot of information, then watch the one for your moon sign as well, because that's how you feel internally. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time during this new moon. I'm going to set some time aside to really download information, but good information. What I also just want to notice is mention is that we are in Virgo season, okay? And what I've noticed during Virgo season, that my head has become very, very cluttered with a lot of junky information. Like, I have been downloading loads and loads of stuff, but I've been getting useless information. And yesterday I was lying in bed, and there was just this junk in my head, and I said, universe, God, angels, please just sweep all of this garbage away and replace it with your golden light. And I did that, and I just filled my head with golden light, because the thoughts were so stupid. They were so negative. Like I could see them for, I mean, I could really see them for what they are. Worrying about things that really, who cares? Being negative about stuff that is irrelevant. And it was just like, this is what you're going to fill your head with? No wonder you have issues sometimes. And I replaced that, and I asked the universe to just clear my head, and it did. And I had that golden ball in my head, and I fell back asleep. And when I woke up, I felt a lot better. And I try, and then I meditated, and I try to keep this productive frame of mind. We are in Virgo season, so remember, we're all being bombarded by information. We just, the luck of this period is taking the information and being someone who's good at analyzing it and making the right decisions. So there you go. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you soon.